Hello, folks. Welcome back out to CarShield Field for today's G.A.C. South Classic. We had a good one to start off the day. Timberland taking the win 5-3, scoring 3 in the bottom of the sixth inning to take a 5-3 win over the Trojans. And this second game, Mitch, I think I'm looking forward, I think, is a game of the day. Seeing this young group of Spartans against this big-time group, number one team, a lot of people have. We have them number one. A lot of people have this Fort Zumwalt Jaguars team number one in the state. Big game here for the Spartans.
Yeah, and this is, the Spartans are, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they are the number one seed right now in the conference, right? As we talked with golf at the end of the show there, how just brutal this conference is and how it kind of prepares you for your season. This thing's a gauntlet, and West has got one of those teams that are premier, and just looking up and down their lineup, with their top hitters, and just looking at some of these numbers, and I'm just thinking, man, they are gaudy. Yeah. They got some big-time numbers, and there's a reason why some of these young men are going to play where they're going to after school. And but you know what the thing is, they don't have like the big pitching arm that I know that Rupp's a dude, and I know they got some good numbers, but they don't have what they had a year ago on the mound or the last few years. They're winning ball games by defense and hitting. Yeah,
and Sullivan and Rupp they're relying on those two guys a lot. They do have some young guys that have pitched well for them, so it's interesting to watch their growth here. We're going to do some starting lineups here first for the visiting Zumwalt West Jaguars. We got leading off number 4, Nick Alagna, playing third base. In the 2-hole, playing left field, Brant Deverman, number 6. In the 3-hole, playing shortstop, number 9, Nolan Sissom. In the 4-hole, playing second base, number 1, Carter Perry. In the 5-hole, playing first base, number 21, Landon Young. In the 6-hole, behind the plate, number 7, Kyle Feisty. In the 7-hole, playing center field, number 24, Brody Signorelli. In the 8-hole, the DH, number 16, Logan Kowick. In the 9-hole, the freshman, playing right field, number 3, Michael Wolf. And on the mound for the Jaguars will be Tanner Sullivan, number 23. For Howell Central, leading off, one of the twins, the freshman here, playing very well for this Spartans team, playing second base, number 5, Carter Radke. In the 2-hole, playing center field, number 1, Ethan Callison. In the 3-hole, playing third base, Drew Weiss. In the 4-hole, playing first base, number 22, Lucas Pearson. In the 5-hole, the DH, number 20, Nate Rush. In the 6-hole, in left field, number 8, Sam Mueller. In the 7-hole, behind the plate, one of Mitch's dudes.
My guy.
Number 18, Gabe Duncan. In the 8-hole, playing shortstop, number 2, and had a whale of a game when we saw him at Timberland, Tucker Thompson. And in the 9-hole, playing right field, number 6, Chase Radke. On the mound for these Spartans is number 14, Thomas Masterson. Mitch, what do you got for us with these two teams?
Can we talk about the pitching matchup that we have here today? We got two young men that are towing the rubber that got about 30 innings pitched. Both have a sub-2 ERA, and you're going to find out real quick about execution. We talked about it earlier in the other game about how important it is to be have execution, or you're going to be executed. I almost said you get executed first, but don't nobody execute somebody else out here. But that's the thing. It's like I'm looking at this pitching matchup. I'm going, man, we got another gem today, and these are the day 2 starters,
right?
Because they're keeping. Both coaches said they're keeping the schedule the same, and so these are day 2 starters.
That's pretty good, day 2 starters.
It's pretty good, man.
But that's what you get in this G.A.C. South.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
And you know what? Two fiery guys. Love talking to both of these coaches. Coach Goff for the Jaguars, Coach Beckman for the Spartans. It's a lot of fun talking to these guys. They both have building the culture of their teams. Of course, Zumwalt West, that culture is there. The Spartans, Coach Beckman's starting to get that culture built in this dugout over here. I think this is one of the matchups I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, well-coached games. I mean, we know that that's where it kind of starts with you start building that culture. I also think you have two highly high IQ guys as far as coaches go. They understand the game, the process, the flow, the rules, and they bring a lot of energy to their coaching. You know, whether you like it or not, if you're on the west side or the central side, and you don't have to like them, but you got to respect what they can do for their respective programs.
Well, to bring up a fact in our G.A.C. power rankings, we got number 1 versus number 4 here.
It's like the NCAA tournament, kind of.
Right?
It's got that vibe on the Elite Eight. I guess that would be the Elite Eight there.
And these two teams, you're talking about district seeding here as well, Mitch.
That's what's crazy is there's just a couple of areas, districts in this state. It's just I wish they would put them somewhere else. I really do, because some of these district champions have sub 500 records, and I mean you obviously your schedule is your schedule, but I man, just the stuff that's going on in Kansas City and the stuff here, this district is bonkers.
We'd like to thank today's sponsor for this G.A.C. Classic Legacy Performance Academy. There it is. I'll spit it out in a minute. Legacy Performance Academy. Great group of folks over there. If you want to check out what they got going on, Legacy Performance Academy, STLLPA.com. I love the .coms, Mitch.
Well, we're in a .com era, so it makes sense.
First pitch, 437, taken as a ball to Nick Alagna.
Alagna's got 103 plate appearances. That's a lot of opportunities. He's hitting 364. He's got a 451 on-base percentage, has 30 singles, 32 overall hits, 27 runs scored.
That's production at the top of your order.
Man, getting on base, running the bases. I mean, he's got 14 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught stealing, but only 14 Ks and 103 plate appearances.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball hit into right field, shallow on his horse. Radicke makes the catch.
I thought that was getting down. I was like, all right.
That little burst right at the end there, right?
It's happened. We saw it in the first game too. That wind blowing out to right field.
So out number 1, Brant Deverman, the younger brother of Kenton Deverman,
who was doing well. He's got some opportunities. You never know what school, what program you decide to use, if you're going to be a freshman that's going to get opportunities right away or not. And we're seeing a few former G.A.C. South guys be big time contributors to their freshman years of high school or college. Sorry.
Quickly 2-0 to Deverman. He's had a nice season so far here, Mitch.
Mm-hmm. He is as far as his hitting goes, he's hitting just under 300. Got an OBP in the 450 range, but he's another guy that's a table setter. He's got 26 runs scored on the year. He's got 18 stolen bases, which is second on the team.
Got a 3-1 count now. I like Masterson here. Works quick.
Don't blink.
3-2. I mean, he gets the ball, gets up on the mound, gets the sign, and he's coming at you.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about a pitch clock here.
No. I love that stuff. Curveball. Deverman draws the walk.
I'm expecting first 3 pitches he's going.
Here is the sophomore.
This young
Nolan
man, leads the team in RBIs, doubles, triples.
Should we just say faux real?
He is the deal. He's not just a sophomore too.
Started as a freshman. Takes a curveball. That's the one you let go. Notice Masterson, I mean, he was jumping that fastball early, but off speed right off the bat here in the system.
Everybody knows he's probably one of the premier hitters in this conference, and so again, who beats you? And if I'm Howell Central, I'm not letting him beat me.
Right.
Because he's got the skills to do it. 27 runs, 29 hits, 23 RBIs, can run.
Runner goes. Deverman and the throw. Oh, that's a good throw by Duncan. I think if that's caught, he's out.
He's got to catch that. It's turf. That's a cush hop.
So Deverman with the stolen base.
You're gonna walk him.
Just put him on, yeah.
Yep. Well, it's. I mean, he's hit, again 420. This kid's got an on base percentage that's just bonkers. Almost 600 on base percentage, and he's got 94 plate appearances. He's struck out 6 times on a year. That's it.
So Carter Perry, the second baseman, has a chance here to do some damage. Masterson,
Ball.
Fastball up in the zone. The dugout's getting loud over there for the Jaguars, as it has a tendency to do.
It can. A roar.
Lined into center field. Collison under it. Strong throw. Cut off. Oh, that's close. Nice relay. I like that.
Catch the baseball.
Right?
Catch the baseball.
So Collison makes a nice play there, but the runner advances. Out number 2. Brings up Landon Young, first baseman. First and third, 2 out. Masterson, he went as soon as System's on base, that fastball ringing again.
Yeah, he's going to move. I'm guessing first 2 pitches that he's gone.
Yeah,
he's taking the bag. It's just interesting how Central's going to play this.
There he goes. Strike 1.
That's a free base, in my opinion.
There's going to be a lot of cat and mouse between these 2 guys today.
Yep. And we think about free bases. They're not always just walks and errors. That, to me, is a free base.
Popped up on the infield. Oh, no, behind the plate. Sorry. Duncan under it. That makes the play. Nice job by Gabe Duncan. I thought that got down there, but there you go. So that ends the top of the first inning. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Jaguars 0, Spartans coming up. Guys, talk to us about Legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
It's been really good. Practices are very structured, and the facility's really nice. We can get in there and get swings whenever we need, and it's overall pretty nice.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, fielding and catcher training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Big pitch there by the young man for Francis Howell Central, giving up that bag with 2 outs. A lot of confidence, come right back and execute, get out of the inning with the threat there at second and third with 2 down. But I'd like to talk about the young man that's leading off right now for Howell Central, and that is Carter Radke. Young man's got some ability. He's another guy that gets on base quite a bit. He's got a lot of plate appearances. He's only hitting 270 on a year, but it's got a nice OBP. I love that. I don't know why OBP. I think because you got to get on to score, right? And so there's a reason why this young man leads the team in runs scored.
You know, when you talk about that, Mitch, 270, and we go, in high school and whatnot, here's a freshman in the G.A.C. South leading off game after game, hitting 270. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, again, just young man. He's a freshie.
Yeah. So here we go. And when we saw him against Timberland, I thought he had good plate discipline, didn't chase a lot. One and one. That's Tanner Sullivan. Ooh, missed in. It's a bold take right there, Mitch.
2-0, there's or 1-1. That's probably a pitch I can't hit.
2-1. Ground ball. Gonna get through the hole. Leadoff single here for the freshman Radke. Brings up Ethan Collison.
We call those
fielder.
We call those CNI. CNI singles. That's what we call those. Here's another young man that's hitting close to 400, on-base percentage of over 500 for this team. He's got some extra base hits, got 6 on the season, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 11 RBIs for this group.
Takes ball 1.
Chuckling a little bit because the dugouts over there are chirping at their hitters like they're dogs. Good boy. And that's of course, that's one of my guys. That's Gabe.
Misses low.
Hear him?
I hear him. He was fun to talk to. We had him on the interview, and you can tell he's a character.
Yeah, we have fun on the field in the summer.
Because we had a freshman over there in that conversation. That's strike 1, and he was giving it to the freshman.
He'll let you know. For the most part, he's a pretty confident kid.
He's leaning back. I don't think he's going. Oh! Did he get back?
No, I think
we're
it's a foul
we're gonna
ball.
get a conversation here. Coach Goff is gonna come out. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad call, Mitch. I thought he offered. I don't think he got the bat back. He just got his body back. And now Coach Beckman.
There's always one of these things where somebody's going to be unhappy, right? And
right.
I could see what Coach from Howell Central is arguing here, and he's got to do that for his kids. And you expected that was going to happen from Coach Goff too if it didn't go his way.
Right. Yeah, somebody's going to make try and make their case. I don't think they're going to change their call here. So it ends up being a strike. I'm kind of when I first saw that, my first thought was I know it hit him, but I didn't think he got the bat back either.
I didn't.
Kind of offered at it, and it was coming up in his grill. Three and two. It's going to be a loud day today, man.
Well, school's out now, right?
Yeah.
So this is a normal high school start time.
Absolutely.
So the fans are showing up.
And that ball's hit in the air to left field, under it, making the catch is Brant Deverman, out number 1.
They're going to have to play with that sun for the next couple hours until it gets behind the stands.
Drew Weiss now
I can't see, Brian, anything right now. There was a phone that was the sun hit the phone and blinded me, and I'm trying to get my wits back, sir. Feel like I got
even with your shades on.
No, it did. It's. I feel like it had just erased my
Ball one.
My brain, like in Men in Black. You know the Flash in Men in Black.
Oh man, did you get flashy thing?
I did. I don't know what that thing was called, but my eyes hurt.
Swing and a miss. 1-1.
There's back again.
Radke over first. See if we get a run, a shot at a stolen base. He's going. And a throw down on the wrong. Oh, I think he's out. So the leadoff single is erased off the base pass on a caught stealing for out number 2. And we have a 2-1 count.
Do we have a staff for BCs? Those are.
That was a bang. From our angle, I thought he beat the tag.
I thought he was safe.
Yeah. It was close.
The BC was blown call, by the way.
Oh, well. Ground ball to Alagna. Comes up. Nice pick over there by the first baseman, Landon Young. That ends the bottom of the first inning. We're going top of the second, score 0-0.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
There's a lot going on in that first inning there. We had a young man get hit in the face on a bunt attempt. I think they got that call right. Coach Beckman got a little unlucky. I think he's got a right to kind of bark and ask questions about that half inning.
Yeah.
As a coach, though, you got to stick up for your team.
That's it. And
in the right way.
Yeah, and I think both, I think he did that. He kept talking to the Blues, and it was a close play. From I thought he was safe, but you know what? He's closer to the play. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, it's terrible and all. No. He made the call. The coach does what he does. I think he's still upset about the hit by pitch more than anything, even over the call at second. I think he's still that was the one that
changes the inning.
Yeah.
I think in general that's first and second, one out instead of having two out, or ultimately you got out, but
so the catcher, Feisty, will lead off this top of the second inning. I like the Blue so far behind the plate. I think he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, is he the same one that we had last week?
No.
Okay, so
no. No. I know it's. I'm sorry, no. Fouled back. Strike one. On deck, Brody Signorelli. This catcher has been really good, and because Zumwalt West has had some really good catchers, Mitch. And that ball is ringed into left field for a leadoff single.
Oh, God.
I love that. Nice round there.
Yeah,
by
push the
Signorelli.
Make a bad throw. Signorelli's at the plate now.
Signorelli hitting 286 on the year. Oh, that's wrong. There it is. He's hitting 209 on the year.
He'll take the 286, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's got 4 doubles Oh, no, I was wrong. That's a swing and a miss. He's got one double. 12 RBIs, though, on the season. Signorelli, that's Signorelli right there. 306.
Hitting.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah.
Throw over. He's back in. Oh, that ball is past Duncan. And the courtesy runner for the catcher advances. Did anybody see that number?
I can't see it.
34 is the courtesy runner for Feisty.
That's Nolan Whiteside?
Yes. So 0-2 to Signorelli. Runner gets to second on the wild pitch or the pass ball.
Pass ball.
Yeah, I concur.
You might argue that could be an error.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That might
to
be
Signorelli. What was that, Mitch?
That might be a fun conversation. When do you give an error to the catcher versus a pass ball?
That's a good. I agree. Or is that considered an error? A pass ball. I don't know how that scoring works.
Oh, now I just stumped myself. I'm the one that's thinking about the question. Don't have the answer.
Ground ball to the second baseman. Radke comes up. Nice play.
Job. That's a good job, though. Got 2 strikes on him. You need to get him over. Outside pitch, pull a baseball. He gets an 0 for there, but that's a quality at bat.
Productive.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, big time.
Logan Kowick, the DH.
This is just back to, again, what golf does with that DH role. He doesn't really have a necessarily a guy. Well, that'll work.
I think he chicken winged that myself. I mean, he turned his back, but his old chicken wing was out. To me, as a high school umpire, when I see that, I don't give the base.
Yep, that's I think what Coach Beckman's asking for is just, help me out there.
Because he chicken winged it. He did. It's a good move if you can get away with it.
He made a slight little turn. That's what he needed.
Michael Wolf, the freshman, another freshman here. My goodness.
Yeah, do you talk about the young dudes that are out here? And he's had regular playing time. He's got 85 plate appearances on the year, and he's hitting .301 with almost a 400 on-base percentage.
Wow. That's pretty impressive for the young player.
It's always interesting, too, when you have a young person that makes the high school baseball team at the varsity level, because obviously you're a player, but sometimes egos need to make sure they're, come to earth.
That's ball 3.
And
here's a young man. It's not who's been in spotlights. He was on the 14U PBR Missouri team. Takes a strike. I'm trying to future games. There it is, Mitch. Spit it out momentarily. But he was a future games participant. So this young man has been in some big spotlights.
Yeah, did he win a Game 7 Player of the Game or top award or anything?
That ball is hit into the gap into right field and is going to get to the fence, and that is going to score one play at the plate here. Duncan. And he's safe. Duncan has to block that, keep it in front of him. And it was a good slide there by number 16, Logan Kowick, to get that run.
Yeah, I didn't think that there's actually going to be a play at all, but that was a fantastic relay, fantastic throw. Just short hop the catcher just a little bit. That's a tough play for the catcher.
So the 2 RBI double opens the scoring here for the Jags. Michael Wolf, he smoked that ball, Mitch.
Yeah, he hit it well. Again, the approach, though.
Yes. Ball 1. We're back to the top of the lineup with Nick Alagna. Popped up on the infield. Pearson underneath it. Makes the catch.
That's a big pitch by that young man on the bump. He's got one of the best hitters in the conference.
Brings up Brant Deverman, who walked, got to second, was stranded.
You know, looking up and down this lineup and just kind of seeing some of these double-digit numbers and stats and things of that nature, they get a lot of base hits, and they are putting guys on and then creating havoc and pressure with their team speed. And you're seeing why this Ford Zumwalt West team is putting up some of the numbers that they are per game, averages, on the run scored.
That was a good off-speed pitch there by Masterson, had Deverman out front. I keep looking at that, and I go, that's not the box. That's the goalie box. Coach is like, oh, he's not in the box. No, that's the goalie box.
Yeah, they can actually fit 2 soccer fields on here. There's one out there, and I don't know if that's a smaller regulation or not, but the one out in left field, the center field, is they got another one out there.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they? Lined into right field for another hit. Throw home. Not going to be in time. Wolf scores the 3rd run of the inning for the Jaguars.
I think at times, you got to have a feel for whether or not as a first baseman you cut that ball off. I didn't hear the catcher yelling at him to cut it or not, but, let him see it through. Have a good idea where that first base runner is. He was kind of jogging.
That's a good piece of hitting right there by the young. Oh, and that ball's away from Duncan. And Deverman advances. But he didn't try and do too much with that ball on the outer half of the plate, driving it into the both. We've seen the double, then the single. Not over swinging.
To put him on again. He's staring at a dugout. I'm not sure that there was a need for that. I don't like that piece. I actually ain't gonna lie, I like that. I do. I don't think a 16-year-old kid should stare at a dugout. Sorry. Coach stuck up for his team and his team chirped. I don't think a 16-year-old kid in high school baseball should stare at a dugout for walking them. That's respect.
Yeah. And that ball is hammered into left center on the run. Collison makes the catch. Nice run on that ball to finish the inning.
I actually thought that ball got past him, was going to get past him.
That ends the threat. Stranding 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning with the score 3-0 Jaguars. Guys, talk to us about legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
I feel like they've been helping my knowledge in baseball advance from where it was last year and helping me know my swing and know my mechanics better than I could anywhere else.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, fielding and catcher training, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Another fun inning here in the G.A.C. South Conference. Motions early out here, and looks like the coaches kind of got together and talked about it at the in between innings, so I guess that's settled down. But this is one young man, Brian, I really like watch playing, and Lucas Pearson for Friends South Central. I know that he hasn't necessarily had the year that he's had in the past, but he's a transfer from Howell, I believe, and then he's got a tater on the year. 21 ribbies, leads his team in production.
So that's ball one as we start the bottom of the second inning.
He's got some bright orange shoes on.
Is he a dude?
He has to be, right?
Guy, if you're putting on those, fouled off for strike one.
You know, he's got one on the year and 21 ribbies. I'd say that he can do that. The 229 is not a representation of how this man can hit, but I think those are the Adidas Zeros. They got like bright pink, bright orange.
I've just never been a big fan.
Well, I could
foul back at a plate.
I could tell you as a big guy that does not look good on my feet.
Well, that's not honestly. You know, the color. I think it's cool looking, but I've never been a big fan of going outside the color scheme of the team.
How about this? When you and I played, it was black and white cleats, and if you wore white cleats, you were a dude. Everything was black.
Right. That ball is hammered down.
It's getting caught up.
The left field line, and it is foul. Just didn't quite get enough of that, Mitch.
I'm not exactly sure why the ball's not flying, because I feel like these baseballs are hit a little bit better, and they're just dying.
Right. And it maybe the wind is a little bit different up. Because you see the flag really, but it's kind of stuck. You see it rippling on the signs back there. So it could have blew it down a little bit. You see the wind kind of over here.
I feel like that's a professional take right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I think he went a little quickly. Just because the catcher points doesn't, you have to wait till the blue at the plate ask for it. He's feeling a little bit of the pressure. I think this is where, as an umpire, that's a ball.
He flinched.
Yes,
see the umpire flinch a little bit?
Yeah, 3-2. As an umpire, you have to keep yourself – you can't get big in this. I know there's some emotions here and stuff, but, hey, you're just an umpire. I'm not upset at nobody. Oh,
don't – be careful.
Easy there.
Oh, and he caught it.
Easy there.
Definitely wasn't
This one's starting to get a little fiery here, man.
That's all right. This is the GACs. Here we go. These kids know each other. They've been playing baseball against each other a long time.
We kind of thought this might happen. Nate Rush, the DH now, no outs. The HBP.
It's interesting that this part of their lineup is the one that's leading the team in hits and RBIs and extra base hits is these 2 young men in Rush and Pearson.
Strike 1. Sullivan doesn't seem to be too fazed by it.
No, he didn't do that on purpose.
No.
You never want to put a kid on base, especially a leadoff hitter of an inning, right? So, I know that he hit him, but it has nothing to do with what's going on, like the energy of the game. It's just baseball. He just missed.
0-2. On the corner, that's a great pitch. You got to do something with the bat there, young man.
I can tell you what I'd be doing is the same thing he's doing. I'm probably walking back too. That was a fantastic pitch.
It really was.
I mean, sorry.
You got to try and foul it off.
I probably would have. I don't strike out looking. I probably would have never got 2 strikes. I'm kidding, but
swing and a miss. Strike one. Sam Mueller, the left fielder now.
This young man's got some wheels. It's got 2 triples on the year, couple doubles.
That had some run on the away.
Changeup?
Yeah. Did you see that run away?
I did. I looked up.
0-2. One and two. Great pitch by Sullivan. So after the HBP, he has struck out 2.
I'm trying to figure out if he's trying to throw a little wrinkle in there, if that's a changeup that he's starting to showcase or something different in his. Does that look like a changeup there?
Right. It keeps running away from the left-handed hitter.
Yeah, but it was a little harder than the one that he just threw prior.
Mm-hmm. Brings up Gabe Duncan, the catcher, takes strike 1. Man, Sullivan, since the HBP, he has just been blistering the strike zone.
You never want to give motivation to anybody, so don't. That's why you try to stay focused on your own dugout.
Right? Runner goes, and Feisty can't come up with it, so Pearson gets the SB.
Can I take away the SB for not looking in?
No.
Okay.
Still a stolen base.
Is it?
Dude, this guy steals 1 base a year. Come on now.
Hey, it's still.
So let him alone.
That's his 3rd stolen base, by the way.
Okay. But on the high cheese, Sullivan sits down Duncan. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Score 3-0 Jags.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
After that hit by pitch to lead off the inning, we had back-to-back Ks for Fort Zumwalt West starting pitcher. That's heck of a job to change the energy of that inning. To lead off the hit by pitch and kind of with the fiery emotions, able to come down and just shut them up. And that's how you shut talk up, is you just go out and execute. And I think that's how you play the game. I think that's baseball.
I like it. I mean, Sullivan, man, that's a gritted his teeth and said, here you go, see if you can hit it.
Yep, here you go. Let it eat, buddy.
Landon Young leading off this inning for the Jags. Popped out behind the plate to the catcher, his first time at bat. Masterson back out for his 3rd inning of work. Curveball, strike.
Yeah, his first pitch curveball is nice to see here because he's a guy that's in the bottom half of the lineup that you don't necessarily want to give a cookie to because he can do some damage. He's got 6 extra base hits on a year.
And he golfs that curveball into left center for a leadoff single for Young.
Little
good piece of hitting.
Yeah,
right?
dink and dunks. Isn't that what they say?
Bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast.
So the catcher Feisty, who singled, and the courtesy runner scored. Nolan Whiteside. Who just get credit for that? Strike one.
I can remember, like, my junior year of high school, I had like 38 runs scored. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I had 38 hits on a year, but somehow I had 38 runs scored. And I'm like, nobody put down in the book that it was a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Just missed low.
And I'm like, man, I'll take it.
Heck yeah. Speed, baby, speed.
Yeah, it's like stolen bases. I'm like, no, that's not me. You're going to have to change the book, buddy.
1-1. Curveball. Good pitch.
Don't give up on it. Curveballs ain't going to hurt you. I know that it might leave a mark, but, man, stay in there. You see so many just give up that inside curveball, and it just breaks right over the plate. That's a pitch later he can go back to.
If he comes back to the fastball or throws another hook. Fastball. Got it by him. Good pitch.
Here we go. Hot pink shoes.
Big strikeout. See, that's what I mean.
See, he can do that. He can pull that off, though. See, I can't. I probably.
You still need to wear black, right?
Yeah, I'd probably look like a king salmon if I wore pink shoes.
Oh, mercy. So Masterson gets the K. Young still at first. 1 out. He's working that first pitch curveball. He can throw that for a strike. It's effective.
Yeah, he's going to have to live off that, though. If you're showcasing it here, you're just going to have to keep burying curveballs.
Thing of it is, it's still a little too much up in the zone, really. It's got to go more to the back foot, especially to a left-handed batter.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, like the idea is you're not going to swing at a first pitch off speed, right, as a hitter. Like if you see it, you're going to let it go. But it almost dictates this pitch.
Fastball popped into shallow center field. Callison under it. Makes the catch.
There was like, and these are where like I start to play the mental side of the game and start to play odds. So what are the odds for me getting a first pitch curveball, and like what are you going to throw me next? Probably going to throw me a fastball.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm sitting dead red, and I'm going to try to melt the baseball. I don't always like first pitch curveballs unless you tend to back it up.
Kowick was hit by a pitch, scored in the second inning, takes strike one on the fastball. So he come back with a fastball there on pitch one. So he's giving a little mix there. Don't want to become predictable.
Yeah, you're starting to see some connection between the bench and the catcher for our Francis South Central. There's been some
foul back out of play.
Relays and pitch calling.
Chatting a little bit more about how they want to approach it.
Mm-hmm. He just gave him the old fingers forward. It's the same pitch, I'm guessing.
Swing and a miss on the fastball. Kowick chased out of the zone. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Score 3-0 Jags. Guys, talk to us about legacy. What has it been? How has it helped you continue to grow as players?
It's helped me a lot coming from a AA team. So 2 years ago, it's really helped me a lot and grow and just know my knowledge.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, fielding and catcher training, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
3-0 in the bottom half of the third. And is that correct, Ryan?
Correct.
The bottom half. I got one right. I looked up there and I was like, I gotta take a chance on it. It's been It's been 3 for a while now. Another well-pitched game. I know that Fort Zumwalt West has got 3 runs on the board, but overall, pretty good pitchers duel.
Tucker Thompson, his first at bat. To the screen. And it was this Tucker Thompson that had the game-winning hit for the Howell Central at Timberland.
Yeah.
In our G.A.C. game of the week.
Light hitter on the year. He got 220, but he's come up big a few times for Francis Howell Central with clutch ABs late in the game.
This is a guy you want at shortstop because of his glove, right?
I tell you what, their defense was the player of the game the last time we had them at Timberland.
Ground ball to Sissom. Got the hop. You know, the throw. Did you see the difference in the throw there? It didn't seem to lollygag over there. It zipped over there. I'm a firm believer of evaluating the guys that you play against, and if you want to be like a certain person, or he might be one of the top players or the top player in his 2026 class, start paying attention and start mimicking the things that he does, right?
And then trying to beat him.
Takes ball 1. This is the other twin Chase Radke. The right fielder takes ball 1. So a little bookend here.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Big swing and a miss.
Little bookend. Explain to the people what a bookend is.
Right?
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's those things on the shelf. You have books, and you have these big, heavy pieces that sit on either end of the books to hold them up. Yeah, I guess we don't use those much anymore, do we? Oh! Slipped there trying to get the bunt for a single.
Any way possible. He's again, just at the bottom half of the lineup, obviously he's in for his abilities to play defense. Hitting only 167 on a year. Not necessarily getting on base at a great clip, but his defense has shown that's why he's in a lineup every day.
Fouled back out of play. 1-2. Yeah, because you still that, runs against or WAR, right? WAR above replacement, right?
Wins above replacement.
Yeah. There it is. I knew I'd get there.
We'll get there.
That stays up. And he's got a good AB going here, Mitch.
You like the QAB numbers. I'm a big proponent of measurables. And I know that average, a lot of people look at average and go, that's one of those things that's how we measure. It's not a true indication, I don't believe, of.
Strike 3. Good pitch. Got the corner. Can't go down with the bat on your shoulder.
Nope. But I look for measurable stats, something that's like a quantitative kind of thing, something I can look at and go, that's a true measurable. And things like on-base percentage, why I value those maybe more than the batting averages, because some of the average stuff you can't control. The reach on errors, how the scoring is. You're playing against 8 guys in front of you, 1 behind you. It's a lot of variables.
Radke, the leadoff, singled, was caught stealing. I think that's an HBP or an HBM or an HIM, hitting the melon.
He is him.
What was a curveball, at least?
I looked at you like that, like when you go ooey to your dog, and they tilt their head sideways. That's how I just looked. I was like, oh, that's a little good boy. That's how I just envisioned.
Ethan Collison
or just looked at you.
Strike 1.
It's like, I wasn't sure if you're gonna start scratching me behind my ear or anything, Something weird.
No. No,
okay.
nothing weird.
You're close enough.
Drew Weiss on deck. That ball's away from Feisty.
This is big right here. Ethan, one of their best hitters on a team. He just needs to slap a single here, see if they can't scratch a run. They'd be big with 2 outs to get this run in right here.
Got a couple guys that put good swings on the ball in Collison and Weiss here. And they're, just fouled down the third base line and up into the grassy knoll.
I wish I had a bike ramp like that back in the day. When balls hit that ramp, they just shoot off there.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might have been a little too heavy for the ramps that I had made, so that might have been my problem.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball. Good curveball from Sullivan. Strands Radke at second base. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Score 3-0 Jags.
What better feeling than watching your son or daughter pitch their best game, catch the game-winning out, or crush a stand-up double? That comes with talent and long hours of hard work that got them there. That's exactly where Legacy Performance Academy comes in, matching the hours of work, drive, and dedication to help your athlete build a legacy that lasts. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Big pitch there. Great curveball by that young man on the bump for Ford Zumwalt West. And I'll be honest with you, that was, I thought, a good approach by the hitter. He tried to stay on that baseball, swung right through it, but great pitch to get out of that. I think that was a pretty important pitch for Ford Zumwalt West there, getting out of the inning.
Sullivan, I thought, has been pretty good location-wise. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he's had sometimes you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a bad miss, but he's been around the strike zone for the most part. And that's where I think, your curveball gets better because you're competitive in the zone. I don't like waste pitches. I don't like throwing the ball, 5, 6, 7 inches off the plate. I like throwing it off the corner. Throw it at the corner, then it works off the corner. I don't want to work off the corner to extra. You know what I mean?
Here's Michael Wolf, who doubled 2 RBIs in the second inning, takes ball 1. Behind him, we got the top of the lineup with Alagna and Deverman. And a miss low. 2-0. Popped up. Duncan behind the plate. Tough play there. Couldn't quite squeeze it.
I will tell you this much. I don't know if the average fan out there understands how difficult that is. I do think he should have made the play.
Right.
With knowing his skill set. But when I watch major leaguers make that thing look so easy.
I know.
It is.
Oh, man. Great piece of hitting there by Wolf. He sat on that curveball, his hands back, and just trusted that, how he got through the zone. That's a great piece of hitting right there.
100%. Now, I have to ask this because of the situation that just happened, and we talked about it last week. Do you call the dropped foul ball by the catcher now an error since he reached base?
Yeah, they're not. I don't think the scoring is an error. No, it's just a strike, but it does give opportunity, and Wolf took advantage of it.
I know somebody out there's got to help me on that because I keep thinking about it week to week, and every time I see it, it's the first thing I do is think about our conversation. I need help. I need somebody, a professional scorer.
That's inside. Ball 1.
I can always use Google. That's the thing about this Fort Zumwalt West team. They have a lot of team speed and good base runners.
Yeah.
I could see why they try to pay attention to them.
Bunted down the line. Masterson
No
over.
shot.
Not going to get Alagna. Too much speed there.
No
Got
shot.
a late jump off that mound anyway, and there was no chance.
When that bunt hit the dirt, you knew it had no shot. And everybody did what they were supposed to do. The pitcher got there maybe a little late, but still, what a great bunt.
So 2 on now, no outs, and you're facing Brant Deverman. Squares the bunt and gets one down. Masterson over too late there. And that's 2 bunts. Coach Goff putting pressure on the defense. He saw that before and then, boom, went right back to it.
2 fantastic bunts. Coach Goff talks about it all the time, but now you have the premier hitter for Fort Zumwalt West up and in this area. There's nowhere to put him.
Now you have to pitch to him.
And you can't walk him. I mean, I guess you could give him the Barry Bonds treatment.
You got to try and let him get himself out, but that doesn't seem to work very well.
It won't. It won't. He's hitting 400, over 400 on a year. He ain't going to get himself out.
This could break this game open right here, Mitch.
Especially if it goes over that yellow line fair.
And there it is, roped. Oh, nice catch.
Nice play.
By Chase Radke in right field. Boy, that ball was diving. That's a heck of a play by the right fielder.
Yeah, they got your top spin that you like that you talked so much about last episode. Talked about that top spin. He had it. It just found its way, and that's why he's in a game. We talked about it just an inning ago. He's in for his glove.
So 1 out. Masterson trying to work his way out. Look at the choke up on that. I love it. He's just trying to.
Little choke and poke here, bub.
Oh, yeah. Curveball. Strike 1. See if that gives a little confidence booster here to Masterson, because that ball was hit on the button.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that, like, if you look at his approach, you kind of think that he's probably trying to just, hit a line drive somewhere. But he's got a couple extra base hits on a year.
Nice job by Duncan. That's a couple right there. He's done a nice job, that runner at third base.
Keep him there. You can keep him 90 feet away. We're doing good things.
Fastball fouled back into the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carter Perry at the plate. Big spot here in this game. Central trying to keep this game close. Base load. There's, a little bobble. And he did get the out. And Alagna is.
Throw it. Don't give up.
Threw
the bag.
it too late.
Stay covered up on the plate.
So we did get the run scored. Radke bobbled, trying to turn that double play. Got a little too quick.
You got what you wanted, though. He made the pitch. He executed. That young man over there has to keep his head up. Don't let that mistake get you. It's just a run.
So Perry erased for out number 2. We have Alagna at third and Brant Deverman at second base. 2 outs. Only 1 run right here. If he can keep this to 1 run right here in this inning, Mitch, that'd be big for Central. Good curveball.
He did what he was supposed to, right? It got his ground ball. I know it was hit hard, but that freshman over there at second base obviously wants that back because he can twist that play.
Absolutely. Just didn't quite seem to get it out of his glove cleanly.
This is where just as a young pitcher, just go ahead and execute what you can do and control what you can.
That's it. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. Fastball hit into right field.
Trouble.
That's going back and off the wall by Landon Young. Throw is in, and he is out.
That's scored. Both runs scored, though.
That's a heck of a throw by Radicke, but not before both runs score off the single, off the wall by Landon Young. We'll be back. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score 6-0 Jaguars.
Legacy Performance Academy is a unique sports facility that encompasses strength training, speed and agility training, pitching lessons, hitting lessons, fielding and catcher training, a recovery room with focus on injury prevention, and youth developmental and elite high school baseball teams. Contact Legacy Performance Academy at 636-579-7346, located at 633 Goddard Avenue in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Well, I'm not sure about you, but that is one of the best throws I have seen from an outfielder. Played it off the wall, perfect. It's like he's been playing baseballs off that wall for a few years now, and comes up gunning, and that young man was hustling out of the box. So it's not like he wasn't, then had to turn the juice on. He was hustling out of the box. Heck of a throw by Radke from right field to close that inning out. And we talk about free bases, and they flipped that double play or even that opportunity. That inning's 3-0 instead of 6-0.
Yes. But that's what Zumwalt West, they put a lot of pressure on you offensively. They make you make plays. And at some point,
the 2 most frustrating teams I've ever coached against is Francis Howell and Fort Zumwalt West.
I believe it.
2 most frustrating groups.
So Sullivan back out. Drew Weiss at the plate. Fouls that straight back.
And the only reason I don't have Beckman in there is because I haven't had an opportunity to coach against him.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I would go on a limb and say he's probably the 3rd. Because it's just the way that they play the game. They're going to run. They're going to bunt. They're going to put pressure on you, hit and runs.
Strike 2. That's annoying. Startled the pitcher.
Birds of feather.
1 ball, 2 strikes. My goodness.
I don't know what the saying is. What I was trying to go with that. That's what they sound like.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I feel like it would be like the little birds on Finding Nemo. That how annoying that is. That's
Yeah.
I think it's my age.
Mike.
Yeah, I think it's my age more than anything. Because for whatever reason, the kids like to do that stuff and make the weird noises.
Drew Weiss at the plate. 2-2. Beautiful day out here at the ballpark. Got a good crowd here, Mitch.
It's starting to get a little chilly.
Yeah. Curveball stays in. Three, 2. Sullivan, he's had the leadoff guy on for most, I think, every inning except 1. Or no, all the innings. And a ground ball system. Oh, can't come up with it. Well, he does, but not enough time to get Weiss after the bobble.
And we have another reach. Another guy getting on for Francis Howell Central. So they've had the leadoff hitter get on, and they just have to piece this thing together to try to scratch a crooked number.
So Weiss is on by the error from the shortstop system. Brings up Pearson, who was hit by a pitch. Takes ball one. Good pitch.
Untie those shoes and come out of them.
1-1. Some bullpen action for Central. Strike two. Got a little groan out of that one.
Nobody likes hitting with two strikes.
Nobody does. Got just a piece of it. What does it say, Mitch? Your batting average goes down what? 200 points?
Oh, yeah, from being 2-1 to 1-2. I think
Right?
it's the biggest gap in the charts of how we measure the averages.
Right.
It's the biggest gap, being 2-1, 1-2.
Ground ball system steps on the bag and completes the double play. Nice play there by the shortstop, Nolan System. Turns the double play. 6 unassisted, 3.
6-3.
That's what I'm saying. So 2 outs, bases are clear. Nate Rush, who struck out looking his first at bat. Line drive, short hop. Nice play there by Carter Perry. And the easy throw. And a 1-2-3. Well, yes. Close
That's how
enough.
you look at it.
For
Face the
Sullivan.
minimum.
We're going to the top of the 5th inning. Score 6-0 Jags.
Don't have time to train in marketing? Don't know where to start or micro research? Don't understand how to build your social presence? You don't have to. REP can do it for you. Have a full digital marketing plan ready for you to implement when starting with DIY marketing. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Just to kind of touch base on the rule, I had to look up the rule, and I believe this rule is only a Major League Baseball rule. Basically what the MLB rule says, the batter does not necessarily need to reach the base for a fielder to be given an error. If he drops a foul ball that extends an at bat, that fielder can be assessed an error. So I'm obviously it's a judgment. You don't see it too often, but I saw it not too long ago that a can of corn was given an error as the guy reached the base the next pitch. So I don't know if that's why he got the error or when the error, if they gave it to him at the time of the play. I'm not sure.
Feisty, the catcher, leading off here in the top of the 5th inning. Masterson back out on the mound here, Mitch.
He's pitched well today. I know that the score looks like it indicates that it's a big scoring game or whatever for this conference play, but I mean he's pitched well. They've made some mistakes behind him and some great plays.
One ball, one strike. 2-1 now to Feisty. Got some action going over in the Jaguars bullpen. 2 guys up. Popped into right field. Playmate, out number 1.
Are you an I got it guy or are you a ball guy when you're calling for a pop-up?
I don't really care just as long as you call it.
I'm pretty petty then, I guess. I'll admit that I have my weaknesses.
You're killing me, man.
I do. I'm a ball kind of guy.
Just call ball.
One time.
Ball.
That's
Well,
it.
sometimes you need more than once. And
Yeah.
it's pushed to the third baseman, comes up. Weiss makes a nice play on that.
Good bunt,
for out
though.
number 2.
Good bunt.
Weiss was playing in, and he pushed it a little probably harder.
Probably should have
got the
taken it with him,
opportunity.
but, for a lefty, going third base side's easier bunt, especially with a bunt for a hit.
So Signorelli is down on the 5-3 if you're scoring at home.
Yep, he's been struggling this year, so, you got to try to find a way anyhow to get on.
Kowick swing and a miss. He's 0 for 1. The hit by pitch scored a run. Hammered to deep left field. That ball is gone. Logan Kowick with a solo home run with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning to extend the Jaguars' lead 7-0.
There's still a bat on the field.
That's kind of a no-doubter, wasn't it?
Kind of. They've been waiting a long time for that home run celebration because that's the first one of the year for Ford Zumwalt West.
Is it really?
Yep.
There you go. So Michael Wolf, who's done some serious damage, he's 2 for 2. A double, a single, scored twice, has 2 RBIs.
Oh, how the game has changed.
Strike 1.
Good, bad, or indifferent. If you celebrated the way that kids celebrate these days, were you guys?
Oh, you'd get one in the ribs.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, do.
But I do, man.
Especially in some good old Legion rivalries, baby. Hammered into left, but not deep enough. It's going to be caught for out number 3. But not before the home run from Kowick adds another run. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning score, 7-0 Jags.
REP has a full marketing team focused on the microbusiness owner and entrepreneur. Digital marketing at a professional level should be accessible and affordable to the microbusiness community. Our team is here to provide that for your business. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
We've been lucky that every time we've called a game here, we've seen a baseball go out of the yard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We always saw one. Eric Williams hit one out in the nightcap of the G.A.C. Central. Did we see?
I don't know if we saw one on Tuesday. I know we had one bounce over. Over to right field.
Yes.
Where those people were hanging out over the wall, if you can remember.
Yeah.
I noticed they haven't moved. I just keep giving shouts out to RBI Crew, which sells baseball cards.
This game is moving right along.
It's 7-0, which you would think that it would be a long drug out game. I think I said that correctly. If not, help me out. But it has gone relatively quick for the most part, which is not normal for us because we've had a couple games that have taken quite some time.
All right. Bottom of the 5th. Sam Mueller leading off here for this Francis Howell Central squad. Takes strike one. They need to kind of find some ways to get on base here and put a little pressure on Sullivan because he is in control on the mound. Ground ball going to be foul.
This is where, the pace and the route that this game is taking. This is where what I'm trying to tell my kids inside that dugout is, hey, I need you to compete. I need you to gain respect for tomorrow. Maybe I don't like to use the term of giving up this baseball game because there's a lot that can happen with 9 outs remaining.
Right.
But again, if you have that mindset of, hey, I'm going to compete right here, I'm going to show you that I can compete, that goes a long ways for confidence for the rest of this game and tomorrow.
Ground ball to the second baseman, Perry. Comes up. Nice play. Out number one.
I'm going to need some earplugs after that one, Brian.
That was a ringer.
That rang my ears up here. That's that Cat 10, though. That's probably my favorite bat on the market. My personal favorite bat. I like swinging a Cat 10.
Swing anything, but swing it loud.
Well, those are loud.
They're loud. Gabe Duncan, the catcher. Strike one. He has peppered that outside corner. And I haven't seen enough of these guys take that approach to try and hit the other way there early in the count, Mitch. Fisted right at Sissom. Out number two.
It's I try to pick your poison. Like what when a kid is missing the middle of the plate,
right?
And he's just peppering the corners and up and down, and you're not getting what everybody thinks that they love as their favorite pitch is right down the middle, because that's what every 10-year-old, 12-year-old tells me.
Ground ball back up the middle. Sissom gets to it, throws, and it's high. But wow, that's a tough throw, period. But man, he had a shot at getting him. Oh, mercy.
I thought there was no shot.
Right?
I thought there was absolutely, I was like, great, he got to the ball, but I thought he was going to eat it. And we let it go, and I looked down there, I was like, he has a shot.
We'll give it an infield single.
Oh, yeah, I hope you wouldn't give that one an error.
No. And back
you can't assume.
Bottom of the order here, number 9 hitter, Radke, the right fielder who has made some tremendous plays in right field today, as we've talking about. I agree. Mitch, that ball hit off the red up there. If you've never played a wall before, he just played that perfectly. And threw
a dart.
Threw Young out.
No hop, in the air, put it on the money. Take your IO serious. Infield, outfield, in the case of those that don't know.
Absolutely. 1-1. It's outside.
But you talked about it a little bit earlier about the approach hitting the opposite field, and we know that at the high school level in general, pretty much any level, about 70% of the game is played out there.
Correct.
Maybe if not a little bit more based on what kind of pitcher you are.
There it is again. He got that call, and that looked like the same pitch from the last time.
I thought it looked worse than the one before, but
right, that he missed that one. And he's been really good today. I've liked Blue behind the plate. You miss one or two here and there. Fouled out of play.
If a strike call is the reason why you lose a game,
right?
Overall, there's so many more moments. It's just always the ending that's going to happen. The punch out, of
right
to end the game or whatever the case may be. No, we've had many more chances in the first 5 innings.
Time called. No, he's been very solid.
Yeah.
Sullivan has been peppering that corner all game.
This is why I encourage kids not to get 2 strikes.
Over through the fastball. Allows Thompson to get to second base. on the wild pitch. He had a little extra oomph in that one.
He tried to. You heard it. I don't know if our fans could pick that up, but he let that one eat, and that you kind of like that. He might be at the end of his rope. No, there's nobody down there warming up.
No, there isn't. Ground ball to Alagna. Comes up. Strong throw. And he is out. So we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Score 7-0 Jags.
Who has time to create video or digital marketing plan when you're busy running your micro or small business? Time is precious, and what we offer as a video production and digital marketing company is our service, studio, and creative skill. Identify your brand on any platform. Contact Red Earth Productions at 636-400-3199, located out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Looks like there's a pitching change for Francis South Central. Number 16, Ethan. I'll go LaFlore. That's what I'm going with. L-E, capital F-L-O-R-E. So that's what I'm going with. LaFleur. Guy LaFleur. Does anybody know who Guy LaFleur is? You're not a sports fan. Yeah, we got some fans that know. Hockey guy. But Ethan on the season's got 9 innings pitched. He's got a sub-2 ERA. Has given up 2 earned and 4 on a season. Only given up 5 hits for the Spartans. Top of the lineup for Fort Zumwalt West to start off the top of the 6th inning. Welcome to the ball game, young man. You got the top of the lineup for West. First pitch off speed. Ball 1-0 to Alagna. Fly ball to center. Caught. F8 by the center fielder for Francis Howell Central. One down for Brant Deverman. As mentioned before, the younger brother of the young man, he is, I believe, at the Purple Aces, Evansville. And having a solid freshman campaign. Foul straight back. Deverman is a 2025, so he is a junior. Also pitches for Zumwalt West. Curveball misses 2-1 on Deverman. Foul back. Evens count 2-2. LaFleur, I'm going to go on a limb and say this is probably one of the tallest kids we've seen on the bump this year. He's probably about 6'2", 6'3". Looks like he's a big, tall kid. Long, lanky. See if he can finish here. Off speed. Runs a count full. 3-2 on Deverman. Let's see if he challenges here. That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. He hasn't given that one all day, though, so wrong corner. Popped shallow left field. Left fielder comes in, makes a great play on the bloop. 2 down for the Spartans. We got the head coach for Fort Francis Howell, North.
Uh-oh, you almost messed
Man, I had to look over. I'm used to seeing a different fellow over there. Nice to meet you, Coach.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Mike Friedline from Francis Howell North, so glad to be here.
My first time meeting you.
Yeah,
so
you guys yet.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes here. We won't keep you too long. Got the change in inning. We're going to the bottom of the sixth inning. This one's rolling right along. Talk to us about your season. How's it been?
Not too bad. Right now we're 9-13, so under 500, which is never good. But the kids keep plugging away at it, so we're doing pretty good. It's coming around.
Yeah.
So start off slow and been winning a lot lately, so that's good.
Well, first year replacing Coach Donahue, right? That's got to be a task.
Yeah, replacing a legend, the Mount Rushmore of coaching out here in St. Charles with Perkins and Howard and Donahue. So I don't think my head's ever going to be on that mountain, but that's all right.
Well,
Those guys are too good looking. So.
You're going to have to coach a long time to get on that mountain.
Yeah,
They've been around the
I'm
game.
make it.
They've been around the game. It's interesting because Donahue was coaching when I played at Rittner in the Suburban North in the late 90s, and when Donahue had that team out here with Burley and Weiss and that whole group, I'm sure, they were a tough team back then. And so I noticed there's been some change. Obviously, Francis Howell's taken, some of these players for Zumwalt West. But you got your team playing well because I don't think a lot of people gave them the credit that they may deserve being 9-13 right now.
Yeah, the pitching's been really good for us. We have 4 good starters and a couple good relievers. Defense has been solid. It's just the hitting taking a long time to come around. So if we get that third aspect of the game down, we'd be somebody to contend with. So we had some good wins. We beat Zumwalt West 6-1. We beat Eureka this year. So yeah, they're hanging in there.
Two great wins. Beating Eureka, which I think is one of the top teams in this state, that's a real solid win.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah, they've been in top 10 rankings across most people's boards. So it is a good win. Coach, the G.A.C. always tough. What do you got today? You got to face that Howell Vikings group.
Yeah, well, we actually played them at 3 today because we
How'd
got
you do?
rained out yesterday. Well, unfortunately, we lost 6-0. We just had a bad first inning. Got the first guy out. Second guy had him down 0-2 and gave up a hit, then hit a batter, and then a tough play in center field, got over the guy's head. And so they scored 5 runs. But then after that, shut them down the rest of the game. Last inning, they got 1 more. So it was a quick game. I think an hour-and-a-half game. Both pitchers were throwing strikes. And
Wow.
just rolled along. So hopefully we can come back this game and get some more hits and put some numbers on the board.
There you go.
Who pitched for you in game 1?
Game 1, Carter Stover threw for us. And then this game, Mason Mitchell, our senior, is going to start for us.
Mitch, a leadoff single here for Radke.
That's got to give you a lot of confidence, though, to be able to come back down 5-0 early, but compete. I know that you got shut out, but to be able to shut them down had to give you guys some confidence to let you know that you could play defense with them and ultimately pitching with them.
Yeah, definitely, because they could have just put their heads down and just gave up on the game, but they didn't. They stuck around the whole game, just couldn't get the bats rolling. But, yeah, that shows that, we just try to win every inning as we go through it. So they can come back this game and do something. Mason's a good pitcher. It'll keep us in the game.
Who are we going to see on the bump today, this evening here, Coach?
Mason Mitchell.
Mason Mitchell.
Yeah, he's a senior. Been doing pretty good this year. I can't think of what his record is offhand, but his ERA is probably 2.
Mason, last year, as I remember, kind of closed a lot for your group. I know that you weren't the head coach last year, but he was big in the bullpen, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we used him as starter and closer, but, yeah, he came in to close a lot of the games, too. So, yeah, he's pretty versatile. He's going to go to St. Louis Community College next year.
Play for Scott Goodrich.
Yep.
Popped into shallow center field. Nice run on that. And the catch is made for out number 1.
I've known Mason's family, the Mitchell family, for quite some time. My son had played with them a long time ago when they're like 10, 11 years old. So it's always fun to see how these kids progress through their baseball careers for their respective high schools. So I'm excited to watch your group because I know a lot of kids over there and your some of your assistants. So I'm excited. First time getting to see you guys this year on the field.
Well, good. Hopefully we can play good and have a good game with Howell today and get a victory for us this time.
This is a tough conference to play in.
Oh,
You talk
is.
about hitting, and it's like we were talking about it, looking up and down the lineups of some of these rosters, especially in the G.A.C. South. It's like you have a kid hitting like 280. I feel like sometimes that's still a pretty darn good hitter in this conference.
Oh, it is.
Especially if they're young, sophomore, freshman hitting 280. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, you look at all the games; they're all pretty close, no matter who's playing who in there. So anybody can win on any day.
Yeah, and even though you lost 6-0, it's probably played much closer than the 6-0 feel. Like this is the same with this game. It's 7-0 for Zumwalt West, but it feels like it's a closer, tighter ball game.
So we're gonna thank Coach Friedline. It's the first time we've met you. We appreciate you stopping by. We're going to let you get back to your team, getting ready. This one is cruising along here, but Central making a little noise. Coach, pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you
for
nice
your
meeting you
time.
guys.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Did you hear? I said Mount Rushmore and coaching out here.
Have a seat, Coach. We got Coach Perkins joining us now. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Good to see you.
You too?
Double dip free today, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Do you like doubleheaders?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to play tomorrow?
Well, that plus I got a game Friday and 2 Saturdays. So
Okay, so that gives you a day in
day
between.
of practice to fix something that's wrong.
There you go. There you go.
And that's why you got 600 wins. No, not the day off. We are going to practice on the things you guys are bad at.
Yeah, exactly. They know that.
Coach, I wanted to ask you because we just found out that Mr. Humbert is done for the
Yes.
season.
Yep.
Tough break there.
Changes the whole dynamic of our team.
Absolutely.
I
So,
feel so sorry for him. He's such a good player.
right.
He's a junior, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a timetable on his return?
Said 6 weeks, which that's it.
Wow.
That's your
Yeah.
high
That's the
school season.
Yeah.
He's a junior, so he'll be able to come back strong for his senior year. This is something that's been bothering him though for a while, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Is that
he got
correct?
shut down last summer for a little bit, but they had an MRI on Monday, and it's like a stress fracture in his tibia and his fibula. So it's in his lower legs, but he's had it, and he's going to fight through it. He's not going to have surgery, so hopefully he'll be fine. I mean, he'll get through it. He's such a good kid and works very hard, and Missouri's going to get a good one there if he goes to Missouri.
And
Don't
you
get
say,
drafted.
As I say, if is because of the draft ability that young man has.
Yeah, he's opened some eyes this year too. Of course, we got everybody at games because of Titus Sissel, but then they see Leo hit, and it's like, whoa, who's this guy?
So what adjustments in the lineup are you making here, Coach, and what are we going to see today that way?
Oh, it's different, that's for sure.
Well, I got it right here, right?
Yeah, you got it right there. I don't know. I mean, people tend to forget how fast Leo is, and
Yeah.
how he patrols the outfield, and he's a leader out there and moving guys around, getting them in the right spots and that kind of thing. That's sorely missed. But the guys we got out there can really run too. They're very, very fast, but they ain't gonna hit like Leo, that's for sure.
Are you, because I know you've had Wibbenmeyer and Wright. How does that? Who takes over in center for that spot?
It's been kind of a revolving door right now. Garrett Puckett's going to go this game. I had Max Gunther out there in the first game for a little bit. Then put Puckett in later. I mean, I don't know. We'll rotate. We've got some guys that can really run, like Bogard kid. He hadn't been in. He's kind of in a slump a little bit, so he can really run too. So Just who got to ride who's hot, who can hit.
It's always tough to try to replace somebody with like the whole next man up mentality. I know that has to happen because ultimately these kids graduate too.
Yeah.
And so you'll have that loss eventually, but losing that right here in the heart of the season and then districts is got to be tough. And I'm sure that young man is upset, but you got to rally around him as a group, right?
Oh yeah.
That ball is hit hard down the right
chance.
field line, off the wall, and that's going to score 2 as Sam Mueller has a 2-out, 2 RBI double to get Howell Central on the board.
That's big, guys. I think this sets the tone like we talked about earlier, Brian, with just making sure that you have a presence. You don't want to give up. You want to show them that you can fight because you got to gain some respect for the rest of this game and then still another one to play tomorrow against these dudes.
Absolutely.
Is that what's going on? They're playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think you're the only one today that played the double dip. Timberland and Troy played yesterday because Troy has turf.
Sure, but on Wednesdays we get an early release, so that helped contribute to that too. So
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Both school, all of Francis Howell does.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we get out of school at 1:35. So we play at 3 and figured we could get over here plenty of time, which did work. Fortunately, did work out, but that first game took about an hour and a half. So that was thanks to Alex Bryan. He really pitched well.
He's been pitching well all season for you,
Yes,
Coach.
Yes, he is.
And we are going to see on the bump today. I love that, Mr. Dylan Curtis.
Yeah.
And that ball
That's
is
down.
going to get down.
Oh, got a shot.
And Coach holds him up, and another run scored. That was a pinch hitter for Gabe Duncan, number 12. And an RBI single, so 3 runs here with 2 outs off of Tanner Sullivan. I know they got some work going over in the bullpen, and we've seen this Spartans team. They don't give up.
No,
They
don't.
keep playing.
He's making a move.
So we are going to have we got a little.
I'm not sure. He looked over at the Francis Howell Central dugout.
He's thinking maybe they batted out of order.
Well, I don't know if they announced. I don't know if the umpire announced to Fort Zumwalt West the change.
That probably could have been the reason.
I think.
As long as he's saying they didn't tell him that there was a change.
Yeah, we actually saw that earlier with Timberland with Coach Trimble.
Oh, yeah?
It looked over and said, "Will you tell them what the change was?" Because I guess it's gone against them before or something. And you could.
Well, Coach Goff's a good coach right there because he waited till the guy got a base hit, and that's exactly the time you ask, is he batting out of order? If that's the case, he would have been out. If he had done it any other time, after a pitch has been thrown, it doesn't happen.
They just swap them, right? They just put the regular or the guy that was supposed to be there. They just put him in.
Right. That's if they're out of order.
Right.
I think that was just a pinch hitter thing that wasn't announced. That's what I think it was.
I think the blue got him. I think that's what they're talking about here. But I don't think they gave it to
They seem to both be laughing.
yeah.
Golf's going to try to take advantage of that. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for me.
Did he?
Yeah, his dad was our sophomore coach way back in the day.
Well, so it runs in his family then, I guess. His brother is at Washington, right?
Yeah.
He's the head coach there.
Did he play for you as well?
No, he was the only one that didn't. He had an older brother that I missed. But, yeah. Dane played I think he played at Troy. Yeah. He could really hit.
Really?
Oh, man, he was a bopper, big left-handed hitter.
He's fun. I love talking to Dean. He's a trip, man.
He's full of life.
He's fun to talk to.
He is. Good dude. Whole family's good people.
So it looks like we're going to get the pitching change.
That changes the dynamic of a game, don't it? Go out to talk to him about the lineup, and then they go out and make the change right after that.
Get the lineup card back out.
It feels like it's the last minute of basketball right now.
Oh, yeah.
Which takes like 15 minutes to play the last minute of basketball.
Coach, we'll We'll chat you up through this pitching change, and we'll let you get to your team.
I'm good.
What was that?
He said, I'm good.
They got plenty of guys. It was a nice pitching performance there by Tanner Sullivan. I thought he threw well. I think he just ran out of gas.
He always does. Him and Rupp are something to contend with.
So we got who do we got here on the mound, Mitch?
I
Can
can't
you make
see
that
it,
out?
sir.
Number
You're asking the wrong guy.
17? Yeah, number 17. 1-7.
That'd be Cole Harris.
Cole Harris.
I haven't seen him. He's been putting up some good numbers, though.
Yeah, he has.
has.
Like looking at these numbers, he's started 6 games, but he's 4-1 on a year with 31 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 9 earned runs, got a sub-2 ERA. Big strikeout guy, got 35 Ks, only 7 walks on a year for West. And what I like here is the whip, the walks hits per innings pitch. It's 1.23. That's a number that I think there's not a lot of people that pay attention to that number.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the things that for me is like more important than ERA almost, because if I'm giving up somewhere around 2 walks hits per innings pitched, it's going to be a long day at the yard.
Oh, mercy.
Yep, can't give those freebies up, no doubt.
Coach, your team has been in some big stuff, big tournaments, moments all year, playing tough competition.
You got that right.
How are you feeling about the guys? Where do you think, because you got some young guys pitching. We're going to see Curtis on the mound today,
Yeah.
Brett Schneider, and you got, some guys here in your lineup. How do you feel about where you're at this point?
I don't think we're going to be wowed by anybody, because when we get out of St. Louis and we play like a Rockbridge and a Nixa and people like that, like those are all 3 top 10 teams.
Right.
But they don't put as much emphasis on their conference games because it's just not as good as the G.A.C. South, of course. But
right.
So that we see their aces on the weekends.
Gotcha.
And Alex Bryan and Dylan Curtis has never pitched on a Saturday, say. But so I'm throwing, Skidmore, and I'm throwing Shipley, and I'm throwing Jake Bretschneider, those guys who are no joke, so
Right.
we're able to compete because we are so deep, and if those guys are on, we got a chance.
Yeah, that's 3 really solid arms.
Yeah, if I don't get 5 games in a week, I got troubles.
Ground ball system, nice play on that.
Because they all want to start, and say, well, somebody's got to figure it out. Somebody's got to come out of the bullpen. And, some of them don't like coming out of the bullpen, but it's where it's at. I mean,
Well, if they don't want to come out of bullpen, then they got to be better than the guy in front of them, because ultimately a coach doesn't want to go out there and say, oh, hey, let me help your feelings out here. At the varsity level, we're not playing to win baseball games, not feelings.
we're not warm and fuzzy. We're trying to win.
I actually played with Shipley's dad in high school.
Yeah.
So Shipley's dad and I go
They're good people.
Yeah, go way back.
Good people there. I'm fortunate. I got a lot of good families.
It's a good team. I like what every year you see. We're going to get an opportunity, Coach. We got quite the lineup coming up here. We got our Friday night lights. We hope because Coach Wiggins said they got some turf over there, so we may still get that one in. But we're headed to Kansas City for Staley at Liberty North on Monday. So that'll be a fun one that we're going to do. And then we're coming back, and on Tuesday we're going to be at Zumwalt West for you guys taking on these Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun seeing these, going over here, seeing this, because we're looking at an opportunity. Each of these districts, you're going to have to be deep pitching-wise to get through their district, to get through your district. Once you start looking at your pitching staff, how do you start setting those things in motion, and when do you start setting those things in motion?
That's a pretty good question, because I have not thought about it yet. Well, first off, I don't know. I think we're starting on a Friday. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
They go Friday, Monday, Wednesday, I think, maybe. Heck, I don't know. We haven't had the seating meeting yet, and that's coming up here pretty quick. And once I figure out what's going on there, I'll have to sit down and think about it.
Yeah. That's fair, because I know but it's starting to get close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And all these games are so important, our conference, because that's pretty much our district.
Right.
Besides Zumwalt North, they're in there. But everybody else is in the conference, though. And every loss is just huge when it comes to district seating meeting, and try to impress that upon our guys. We got to win every one of those games. So I can go to that seating meeting saying, we got a better record and we beat you. But Howell Central's beat us, Timberland's beat us.
Yeah.
So they got that caveat, and they'll throw that out there. You know that.
As a guy that has had a chance to coach against your program for the last few years,
another hard hit ball by Landon Young, and that's off the wall. And another strong throw. This young freshman out here, Carter Radke, threw Landon Young out off the wall. He was working double through a seed, Coach. This young man's playing some good baseball.
Is that one of the twins?
Yeah, it's one of the twins. And that's another strong throw there, Mitch, again.
Yeah, show it off. I was still impressed with the play off the wall to be able to grab that ball barehanded and just chuck it.
Yeah. This team is going to be tough to deal with next year, a couple years with the young players. They're missing Cooper DeManuel, of course, out with the injury. The first baseman, another sophomore.
Their freshman group's pretty good too.
Yes, you're correct. So they got some talent coming up, and it just doesn't get any easier, does it? Year after year.
Never does. It's never easy in our neck of the woods.
Every time you retool or whatever you want to call whatever the G.A.C. South does, I don't know what we call it, but every year something changes, but it's always competition. Like I know that for Timberland, obviously coaching against you, it was always beat Howell week, and you gotta appreciate that, because that means you've garnered a lot of respect out of the league and been kind of the top dog.
I thank you for a few years. I just try and do the best I can every year, and I get off of lucky because I get good players.
You do get some good ones.
Yeah. And,
but this conference does too,
that's
though.
That's true. The conference itself has all kinds of solid players throughout.
You just look around in the season when they're all going to colleges here and there, and you got D1 guys to JUCO guys all over the place,
Absolutely.
And your guys are cutting junior college and NCAA guys, NAIA guys.
Yeah.
I mean, every year you have to.
Yeah.
That's nice
hard.
play by Thompson right there.
That's hard. I've done it more than once.
It's just what your team needs in that given moment. And so I always tell kids, don't take it personal. Sometimes if you got two catchers that are in front of you that are really good and you're a junior, you might not make the team because there's no spot for you. But that doesn't mean you can't come out as a senior and make it.
Oh, yeah. I've had that happen quite a few times. In fact, Max Gunther's one of those guys right now, and he's starting for me now. But he didn't make team last year. He's committed to junior college, Moberly, but he's starting for me now. So he didn't give up on the game, which that's what I always tell our kids. And when I talk to them about being cut, I said, don't give up on the game. You never know. You come back and you make team next year, you could have a blast, man. Be a part of it.
Yeah, it's always got to be a tough conversation. I've been in those conversations.
Yeah.
But there's no way. It's like, how do you? It's like, well, why do you need me next year and not this year? Well, man, you're gonna sit.
Yeah.
It's a jersey that I need to give to a pitcher.
Right.
It's just how baseball works. And
right, the rule is you cut a senior who's not going to start. That's a tough one because it depends what kind of a teammate he's going to be. Is he going to be a good bench guy, or is he going to be belly aching about playing time, or other things.
Yeah, that's another good point.
So we're going to bottom of the seventh inning, last shot for Howell Central. Mitch, we got to talk about real quick. We got to talk about players of the game. What are you thinking?
There's a couple players on that side that I think he can give it to. Obviously, one of them being the starting pitcher for
Sullivan. I agree. I like
West.
Michael Wolf. Wolf's at the bottom of that lineup. Started it off.
There's been some big hits. The dinger, I think,
hit the home run.
Yeah, it was a big fly. And so, me as a power guy, I keep giving it to these pitchers, though, because they keep dealing. It hurts me. It pains me.
We'll go Sullivan. You pick the other guy because there's an offensive guy there. Do we give some shout out to the big fly?
I got to give the big fly.
We'll get Kowik up here and talk to him.
we got, and that's and it's the first one for West.
Right.
On the year.
Okay.
It was the first time they got to do that goofy celebration. So.
Well, what do we got here for these Howell
I had to
Central
plug
guys?
that in there. I don't like it. I was brought up old-fashioned. It's weird to me.
I think Sam Mueller, offensively, I like that. He had that 2-run double, got him on the board.
Okay, I'm out.
I'll see you, Coach. Thank you.
I'm sorry,
Get
Coach.
back to
We had
work.
to
Thanks for-
settle
I got
some
it.
business there.
That's right. That's why I'm getting out of here.
Hey, we're looking forward to it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Tony Perkins, folks, Francis Howell. We're going to see them here shortly. Nightcap versus Francis Howell North.
I'm getting a hoodie.
I will. I got my long sleeve over there. I brought it because that wind is cool coming through there.
I'm getting my significant other to bring up the hoodie. It's always good times when there's young men that I see playing that I played with their parent or against their parent. Dylan Curtis is a kid that I played against his parent. And then also when Dylan was like 10 years old but still 6.5 feet tall, I got a chance to work with him. So a lot of ties to both sides of tonight's game. Excited.
So we've got number 6, Chase Radke up, leading off this 7th inning, and then we're back to the top of the order. I agree. And that ball is popped foul and into the seats. You know, that's a good one. I like that thought process, player of the game. I mean, he's made some defensive plays out there, catch after catch, tough catches, the one off the wall. I like that. Dang, Midge, you keep coming up with good stuff. Man.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, we don't give it enough respect, the defensive side of the ball. It's usually pitching and hitting, kind of thing. But, again, if this is a freshman, and I feel like the play off the wall, that's a high IQ deal. Barehanded, just come up pulling down. He stopped them from moving up a few bags. Made a nice diving play on a ball that was sinking liner.
On system, yeah.
Yep. And it's I feel like the young man's a junior or senior in high school.
He is playing well. Off the end of the bat to Perry, hustling down. I like the hustle.
Only time for that young man. He's a freshman. He's, like I said, he's not hitting like he probably thinks he should.
Right.
But he is getting some valuable learning opportunities. And I don't know if we brought this up. Have we panned to the dugouts yet? Because we were talking about rosters yesterday. Did we?
Have we? We've shown. No, we really can't show the dugouts with our camera set.
I gotcha.
But it is full. They're full.
They're full of Spartans and Jaguars.
Look at Jags right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 players on the bench with 2 in the bullpen. That's 14 players on the bench for this Jaguar squad.
Yeah, don't forget the 9 out in the field, right? 23 total rosters.
We didn't count Derek. They're all back. But think about that. See, that's why we were talking about rosters.
Well, I was got a message that
2 balls and 1 strike.
As we were going through this, our friend down there at the Battle Dragons, I can never say Tim's last name.
I think it's Krasinski.
That's way off. I think it's Tim. You help me out here, buddy. Give me the wiki.
That ball is hit and a base hit by Carter Radke. Kazmarzik. I was close.
But he was talking about the show that we did, and he's like, talking about arms and pitchers,
right?
And he's like, my pitcher doesn't go in and catch after he gets done pitching. He gives him some rest. So
a 1-out single by Carter Radke at the top of this order brings up Ethan Callison. So still fighting. Curveball, strike 1. We got the nightcap between the Howell Vikings and the Howell North Knights. Throw an obligatory throw over. Just kind of lobbed it.
Seen all kinds of people come through. I guess there's been some games that are over. We got Brennan Pollock came over from Fort Zumwalt East. He's on West Side right now.
Oh, is that right?
Just showed up in a dugout. We got some high-profile kids here.
That ball's hit into center field, but under it to make the catch is Brody Signorelli. That's not Signorelli out there. Signorelli's over and left now. Center field.
We never get those changes.
Nope. Sorry. So out number 2. So I know I'm gonna have to hustle down. We'll get the guys for our players of the game. That ball not far enough away. Feisty all over that. Coach Beckman still coaching over there, especially with the freshmen. How we doing, sir? Good, good. Big cut by Weiss. Foul tipped into the glove of Feisty for a strike 1. 1-1, 2 outs. Ground ball, system charging, flip over, out number 3, and that's the ball game. Mitch is going to close it out here for you. I'm going to go grab our players of the game, folks. We got a final 7-3 Jags.
Yep, and it's nothing like ending on a nice little play by one of the top 2026 players. Made it look pretty easy, but just kind of getting around the final here, 7-3 Fort Zumwalt West over the Francis Howell Central Spartans. These two will go back at it tomorrow. Got an update from a game from Fort Zumwalt East versus Fort Zumwalt North. I'm struggling with the Fort Zumwalts and the Francis House today, I guess, if you will. Fort Zumwalt East won 8-1 over North. I'll try to catch some other games as we have this break. And we have the nightcap, the Francis Howell North against Francis Howell. See ya.